Journalist, analyst, author, and a dad. And now Dan Abrams is returning to prime time with a new program on News Nation.
Yeah, with so much of cable news dominated by politics and partisan agendas, you can expect something different from Dan Abrams Live. Take a look.
So many cable news hosts are playing a part, like you guys are. I get it. You feel the heat to pick a side, pick a party. There's too much riding on this for you to be honest about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Well, I'm not going to cheer for a team. I'm also not going to fake objectivity. I'm going to be honest with our viewers about what I think and let them decide.
And joining us live in studio is the host of Dan Abrams Live, Dan Abrams.
Yay!
Good to see you.
It's great to be with you guys.
Welcome.
And to be in this building.
Right. Welcome to the building.
Yes.
Welcome to the family. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
Congrats, by the way, on the show.
Thanks.
So, big launch premiere tonight. Tell us about what people can expect when they watch this.
Well, look, we're going to tackle the biggest issues of the day, right? I mean, today we'll be doing stuff on the budget. We'll be doing stuff on immigration. But the point is, it's not going to be demonizing the right or the left. It's going to be talking about, okay, here's what the facts are, but let me now provide some perspective and analysis on this. And that way the viewers know where I'm coming from. There's a level of transparency to the viewers that says, look, here's what I think about this. And it's going to be this sort of, somewhere in between position. You guys may disagree with me, but at least you know now where I'm coming from. Now, let's have a conversation with someone who may agree, may disagree, may agree partially with me about the topic. Right now, what you see on cable, not what you guys are doing, but what you're seeing on CNN and MSNBC and Fox News, is you got to pick a side.
Yeah.
And it's all about, well, you don't go for Democrats are the worst or Republicans are fascist or if you don't do that, then you don't have a show. And so the fact that this is kind of a unique opportunity at a unique time to talk about the issues of the day, to provide opinion and analysis, but not coming from one particular position.
Yeah, that's not an easy task. So how do you plan on doing that, staying down the middle?
Yeah, I mean, look, and there's no such thing truly as the middle, right? Because, Megyn Kelly has called me center-left, Don Lemon calls me center-right, and I didn't ask either of them. They just volunteered it when they were on my radio show. And so, the goal for me is just to tell people where I'm coming from. That is the most important thing. And I think as a result of that, people will say, let's say someone's further to one side than I am, and they say, I didn't agree with Abrams entirely on this, but at least he told me that this is what he thought, and I agreed with him on some of the stuff he said, etc. I don't see that right now on cable news. And it used to be the case. Meaning, I used to host a show 15 years ago when, it was McCain against Hillary Clinton, and some days I'd say, oh, today Hillary Clinton won. Today John McCain was better. You don't see that on cable anymore. And I'm hoping that that will feel different to people than anything that's out there.
Yeah, I like the idea of thought-provoking, right? Because you walk away, may not agree, but then you go and talk about it, and you have a conversation with your friends, your family, or what it may be. But News Nation, you also have the backing of 5 incredible news bureaus from New York, Washington, Miami, Dallas, and the West Coast. So when you have all of those resources at your hand, what kind of stories are you actually going to look to cover?
Well, and that's one of the things that makes us so different, is to people who don't know News Nation, I say, do you know it's owned by Nexstar? And if they say, well, I don't know, they're not in the news business. They say, I don't know what Nexstar. They own more local news stations than anybody in America. They've got enormous power and influence and a newsroom of thousands of journalists around the country. So this is not some random startup. This is a place with seasoned pros in major cities around the country who I can tap into for some of that expertise that I'm talking about. So, if there's a breaking news story about, whatever topic it is, and it's happening during my show, I've got the luxury of having top-notch journalists around the country who I can have on providing that kind of perspective.
You're covering Gabby Petito,
cases
like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, something like Gabby Petito, obviously, I cover Gabby Petito in my other life as well as a legal analyst. But what I still can use is someone who's on the ground talking about, okay, what exactly is happening at this moment about the search? And then I will still provide that perspective, bigger picture on what I think. Tonight I'm probably going to talk about why I kind of blame Brian Laundrie's lawyer, right, for some of what he did early on. People say, oh, huh. I mean, the idea is to make people pause and say, huh. That's an interesting angle on a story I've already heard a lot about.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people talking about the lawyer, policing.
Yeah.
We're going to hear about it all. Dan
Yeah.
Abrams, congratulations
Thank
Best
you.
on the
of luck
show.
to you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And thank you for being here in person.
Yeah, it's
good
great
to see you.
Great to be here.
Dan Abrams live premiering tonight at 8 on Eastern on News Nation. Check out newsnationnow.com for all the show developments and your local channel listings as well. There you go.